Suntem alături de Jonathan Martin, cel care a susținut în cadrul Festivalului Internațional al Școlilor de Teatru un workshop dedicat studenților de la teatru care vor să învețe tehnici cinematografice. Hello, Mr. Martin. Welcome to Suceava.
Thank you. It's very much my pleasure to be here.
You're hosting a workshop, acting for camera. You had some students specialized in the theater plays, but you're trying to convert them to act in movies. How was the workshop here during the festival?
Well, it's been very interesting. There's been some very talented students, particularly those that have finished their training. They finished their training in Bucharest. They've been doing 5 years. Very talented young Romanian actors. They haven't done a lot of work on screen acting. They've done mainly theatre work, and so for them it's been an opportunity to explore what different screen acting is to theatre acting.
Have you seen any differences between Romanian students doing acting and, I don't know, British students? They're more closer to you.
I haven't seen a phenomenal difference. I think that the Romanian students are very open. They're very free. They're able to take risks. They are in contact with their emotions, which is good. I mean, essentially, I would say that actors and particularly young actors are very similar all over the world.
You're here at the first edition of the Drama Schools Festival here in Suceava, a place where there is no theater, no cinema, no nothing concerning culture of this type. Still, we have this festival, which is at its first edition, and we hope for many editions from here to now on. How do you see it? How do you see the organization? How do you see the festival from the inside?
Well, I know that it's the first festival here, and I think that they've worked tremendously hard to make it a success. There's a massive amount of organisation, an awful lot of goodwill, a lot of volunteers, a lot of young actors are helping. So they've made us feel very, very much at home here. We feel very, very welcome, and it's been a pleasure for our students from London to perform. They performed last night. They were thrilled to be performing. For them it's something different as well, to perform a play in their own language but with an audience that don't necessarily speak English. They used subtitles so that Romanian audiences could understand as well. But I think it's been an absolute pleasure and a fantastic experience for them to come here, and they're very much looking forward to participating in the workshops for the rest of the week, in seeing material from Romania, from Poland, from Moldova as well.
Do you consider it awkward for a city who does not have theatre infrastructure to host a festival? Or on the contrary?
No, on the contrary, I see it very much as the organisers' attempt to bring something here that doesn't exist, and that's completely understandable and that should be supported. And I understand that very much as well from an agenda in London, where London is the centre of everything, and it's very important to have cultural activity away from the capital. And that's important because I would imagine that in Romania it's very, very similar, that Bucharest is very dominant in terms of theatre, film, culture, and it's very important to spread that throughout the country in all sorts of different regions. It's interesting actually that a student from here, who's actually from Suceava, is going to study in London, is going to study acting in London, and that's quite an achievement, and that's an indication of the fact that you have to spread theatre and cinema culture everywhere throughout a whole country, not just have it based in a city.
Does a country get more important outside its borders through its culture? How do you consider it?
Well, absolutely, particularly in the world of film. I mean, film is perhaps much more of an international export.
How about theatre?
Yes, but it tends to be a limited audience, and it tends to be based around similar festivals. So in London, we would not get the opportunity to see many plays from Romania outside of an international theatre context. But it's very, very different in terms of cinema. So, I mean, lots of people are in England are very aware of the Romanian new wave, new films that are coming out of Romania, and some of them, are fantastic, and we really appreciate that.
So this is the reason of your workshop, actually.
The life of an actor is difficult in terms of work. It's very unstable, and so from my perspective,
Britain as well.
Absolutely, it's very, very difficult, and so that you have to be able to work in a variety of medium. So if you're a British actor, you have to be able to work in theatre, you have to be able to work in film and television, maybe radio. We have a big tradition of radio drama, and also doing advertising and doing commercials. So every actor, I think now, anywhere in Europe, needs to be able to act in all those medium.
And now, as a tourist, let's say, you haven't had the chance to visit the region, but how was the Romanian experience for you for so long?
Well, very hospitable, first of all. People have been very friendly and welcoming to us. We travelled for 8 hours from Bucharest in a bus. I was impressed really at just the amount of agriculture, I think, in the country. I mean, I knew that it was an agricultural country, but it's very fertile. The land is really used, constantly. Everywhere you see there's crops. I mean, I know it's summer, but I was really impressed at just how strong the agricultural sector is, and how beautiful the country is as well, the countryside.
Have you tasted the Romanian food?
Yeah, we've tasted the Romanian food, and we've tasted some.
Don't tell me you're a vegetarian.
Well, actually, I'm not completely a vegetarian, but I have to say, there's a lot of meat is eaten here, and so that if you don't eat too much meat, you have to try to find alternatives. But there's fantastic fresh produce. Yeah. Fresh salads and things like that.
Have you ever been here before, in Romania at least?
I've never been in Romania. I've never been very close to Romania. I've been to Moscow, and I've been to Turkey, and I've been to Greece. That's as close as I've ever been.
At least you've been in the Balkans.
It feels very. It feels like a very, very, very nice place to be in summer. I've heard you have very harsh winters. Yeah. So I can imagine that it might be tough, in winter. But right now here it feels relaxed, sunny, friendly, and full of fresh food.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay.
And I hope you'll come back soon.
Thank you very much.